Sugar City Morning Show.
Good morning and welcome to the Sugar City Morning Show. Muy buenos días, compañeros. Un gusto saludarles como siempre y bienvenidos al Sugar City Morning Show. Como nada, it's already the 1st of March, el 1 de marzo. Wow, qué rápido vuela el tiempo, qué rápido vuela el tiempo. Como nada, compañeros, ya estamos en marzo. Increíble, me parece que nada más hace 2-3 semanas estuvimos comiendo relleno y tamales para la Navidad. Y así tan rápido ya estamos en el mes de marzo. Bueno, el tiempo vuela, no espera a nadie. Pero, sin embargo, hay buenas cosas que suceden en marzo. Marzo, durante este mes, se está celebrando lo que es la Pascua, Easter Weekend. También marzo es Child Stimulation Month. Buenas cosas están sucediendo. Compañeros, son las 7:03. Bienvenidos al Sugar City Morning Show. Como siempre, un gran gusto estar con ustedes. Y muchas gracias por la sintonía. Muchas gracias. Ayer tuvimos un show que pues, vibró y revibró desde el norte hasta el sur del país. Estuvimos hablando acerca de ciertas prácticas o la falta de buena práctica en lo que es el manejo de comida. Y tuvimos muchas quejas. Vamos durante el curso de esta semana, a traer, ojalá y sea esta semana, al Public Health Officers para que ellos también puedan ser parte de esta discusión, compañeros. Pero hoy tendremos como invitado al doctor Tony Cuellar. Un gusto tenerlo aquí, ojalá y ya esté llegando o ya esté aquí. Sin embargo, a todas las personas que nos ven, que nos escuchan por el sistema de cable, desde Corozal hasta Toledo, muy buenos días. It's always a pleasure to be in your company this morning. You know, nothing would be right or nothing would be complete. Really, complete is the word. If we didn't do what we normally do every day, which is essentially to give thanks and to acknowledge above all that the blessings that we get come from our Creator, and to give thanks to this Creator, and obviously to ask Him to continue blessing us. So, les pido a las personas, y disculpen que estoy como como voy de español a inglés, disculpa por eso, pero sé que nuestra audiencia es amplia y me gustaría también aprender a hablar quechí y garífuna y maya para poder hablarles a ustedes en ese lenguaje también. Sin embargo, simplemente sé español e inglés. Compañeros, hoy le damos gracias a nuestro Padre Creador por todo lo que nos da. Por la vida, que hoy logré abrir mis ojos, hoy logré caminar, hoy logré hablar, ver, sentir. Gracias, Padre, por todo esto. Gracias, Padre, por la buena salud que me das. Pude caminar. Gracias, Padre, por las fuerzas que me das, porque hoy también tengo que chambear para ganarme el dinero dignamente y honestamente. Gracias, Padre, por esas cosas. Gracias por lo que les das a mis amistades, a mis compañeros de trabajo, e importantemente a mis familiares, por la buena salud y las fuerzas, por el bienestar. Gracias, Padre. Eso me consuela, eso me alegra, Padre, que todos podamos estar bien entre familia. Te lo agradezco, Padre. Te pido que nos continúes bendiciendo, que nos continúes dándonos esas bendiciones que tú, Padre, sientes que necesitamos nosotros. No que queramos, pero que necesitemos. Padre, gracias por las experiencias de la vida. Gracias por eso, porque para mí son todas oportunidades de crecimiento. Padre, te doy las gracias por la sabiduría, te doy las gracias por el perdón, que nos ofreces absolutamente gratis, por tu misericordia, tu gracia. Padre, gracias por todo. Te pedimos que continúes bendiciéndonos a diario, que nos continúes dando la buena salud y las fuerzas para seguir adelante. Padre, como siempre pidiendo para aquellas personas que más lo necesitan, aquellas personas que están en los hospitales, que están en sus casas dolidos, desilusionados, deprimidos, aquellas personas que recién perdieron a un familiar o que quizás están viendo a un familiar a morirse. Darles la gracia, Padre, para poder entender que esto es parte de lo que es la vida y que es parte de lo que tú deseas. Padre, te bendecimos, te glorificamos. Amén. It's always good to start the morning with a moment of reverence, and I hope that I know a lot of people join with me with that moment of prayer. Not if it's a big deal, but it's very simply something that comes from my heart, something that comes from within. And as long as you decide to go with all sincerity and honesty and speak to that person who you perceive, and you don't have to put a face, no tienes que ponerle cara, simplemente reconocer que es un poder más grande que tú, mucho, mucho más fuerte que tú. Así que, compañeros, bienvenidos. Son las 7:09. Vamos a seguir adelante con el reporte del tiempo. This is the weather report for today, Tuesday, the 1st of March, 2016. And at 6 o'clock, the general situation is as follows. Mainly fair weather is expected for the next 24 hours or so, followed by a slight increase in moisture. The 24-hour forecast, mostly sunny today and partly cloudy tonight with only isolated showers. The winds blowing from the east, northeast, 5 to 15 knots, and the sea state light chop to choppy. There are no advisories, there are no alerts, and the outlook for Wednesday and Wednesday night is for some cloudy spells with a few showers affecting most areas of the country. The temperatures, folks, the high temperatures for today along the coast, 83 degrees Fahrenheit, inland 88 degrees Fahrenheit, and up in the hills 76 degrees Fahrenheit. The lows for tonight along the coast, 73 degrees Fahrenheit, inland 65 degrees Fahrenheit, and up in the hills a cool 60 degrees Fahrenheit. The tides, there will be a low tide within 49 minutes at 7:59 this morning, followed by a high tide this afternoon at 2:51, 9 minutes before 3, and then that's followed by a low tide at 10:43 p.m., 7 minutes before 11 o'clock tonight, and then that's followed by a high tide at 5 minutes after 4. But then, folks, that is until tomorrow morning. The sun rose this morning, and it was beautiful, at 11 minutes after 6, 6:11. The sun sets this evening at 5:59. The moon will set at 11:23 this morning, and then it will rise again at 12:34 tomorrow morning. And we want to thank forecaster Gordon for that information brought to you by the Belize Weather Bureau. Buenos días, compañeros. No estaría completo si es que no traduzco este reporte del tiempo para el beneficio de todas las personas de habla hispana que nos ven, que nos escuchan. Cuando son las 7:12, muy buenos días. Muchas gracias por su sintonía. Un gusto saludarles de nuevo. Este es el reporte para hoy, martes, el 1 de marzo. Y comentaba hace ratitos que parecía nada más 2 o 3 semanas cuando estábamos comiendo relleno negro y comiendo tamales porque era la Navidad, ahora ya es el mes de marzo y el tiempo vuela. Time not take a time like one time. El tiempo vuela y no espera a nadie. Ya estamos el 1 de marzo. Como decía, el marzo también suceden cosas muy buenas. Este mes vamos a celebrar lo que es la Pascua. No Navidad, la Pascua. A las 6 de la mañana la situación general fue observada de que esencialmente buen tiempo, se espera buen tiempo para el país de Belice hoy durante las 24 horas. Y esto es seguido rápidamente por un incremento rápido en lo que es humedad. ¿Qué quiere decir eso? Posibilidad de que llueva tantito. Para las siguientes 24 horas, esencialmente bastante soleado hoy, parcialmente nublado hoy por la noche con la posibilidad únicamente de chubascos aislados. Los vientos volando del este-noreste de 5 a 15 nudos. El estado del mar ligeramente agitado a agitado. No hay ninguna advertencia, compañeros. Se espera que para miércoles durante el día y miércoles por la noche veamos periodos de nubosidad con algunos chubascos afectando la gran mayoría del país de Belice. Las temperaturas por la costa hoy, la alta por la costa, 83 grados. En el interior del país, 88 grados. Y por las colinas únicamente 76 grados. Las bajas por la costa, 73 grados. En el interior, 65. Y por las colinas únicamente 60 grados Fahrenheit. Las mareas, compañeros, habrá una marea baja hoy por la mañana a las 7:59, un minuto antes de las 8, y eso seguido por una marea alta a las 2:51 por la tarde, y luego una marea baja a las 10:43 hoy por la noche, seguido por una marea alta a las 4:05, pero compañeros, esto es hasta mañana por la mañana. El sol salió hoy a las 6:11. El sol se pone hoy a las 5:59 hoy por la tarde. La luna se pone, porque todavía está fuera, a las 11:23 hoy por la mañana y sale de nuevo a las 12:34 hoy por la noche, o es más, mañana por la madrugada, 26 minutos antes de la 1 de la mañana. Y le damos las gracias a Forecast Gordon y a todas esas personas del Belize Weather Bureau que laboran arduamente para que nosotros podamos compartir este reporte con ustedes. Compañeros, vamos a una pausa. Ya tenemos el invitado de honor en la casa, así que rápidamente a una pausa y luego regresamos con ustedes luego de estos comerciales. Estamos de vuelta.
Hello, sir. I'm waiting for some fruits right now. I need some papayas.
Get the lowest rates to more cell, business, and home phones on the country's largest network.
Hello? Yes, darling, I got fruits right here, Miss Curse. I always go right here part time with your fruits, my love. With Digicel, my credit lasts longer, so I could stay at top of things.
Expect more, get more. Always more with Digicel.
Give me the remote, the number one. Dynamite, then up dynamite. You can repeat screen, but dynamite it is real. Yes, dynamite, then up dynamite. All over Cayo and in San Pedro. Dynamite, then up dynamite. Dynamite in the morning, dynamite in the evening. Dynamite, give me dynamite. Up north in Corozal, supermarket and the mall. Dynamite, then up dynamite. All over this land, and in Belmont, yes, dynamite. Give me dynamite. say in Rica, down south in Fiji. Dynamite, they love dynamite. You can hear this stuff, cause it's in Orange Walk. Yeah, dynamite, I love dynamite. Dano milk powder, probably the best milk powder in the world. Dano.
There's no need to go across the border to enjoy sun, sand, and crystal blue waters. Belize's northern islands and reef are just a boat ride away. Go slow and immerse yourself into the Caribbean Sea or enjoy some fresh coconut water. Or pick up the pace on an island where locals can enjoy sandy beaches by day and feast on your fresh catch by night. Discover the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef and submerge yourself into another world where you can experience a traffic jam you will want to return. You can also make new friends along the way. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
I talk loud. I know you've been text. I call down the street, next door. I even call the next room. No, did you sell the set I could call states for the same price? No, you're the top. Did you sell prepaid customers? Call states like you have to call down the street for the same 47 cents a minute. And call the world for much less all month long. This month, talk more and pay less, only with Digicel. Expect more, get more. Always more with Digicel.
They see you and how you're living. Always a star, yes. You live in color to the limit. Large and in charge, yes. That's why you rock with Buster. Refreshing range of colorful flavors. Always a star, never the audience. You run things ever run yours. Yes, you are the life of it, not just a part of it. Your life is never black and white. Live in full color, Buster. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this?
Get serious. Get bopped.
And welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show when it's exactly 21 minutes after 7 o'clock. And buenos días de nuevo si nos acaban de sintonizar. Gracias por la sintonía. Compañeros, hoy tenemos un invitado de honor. Hoy nos pintamos de gala en realidad con la presencia de este doctor Tony Quare, a quien conozco desde hace mucho tiempo. He's a man of the soil. His family originally from Orange Walk, your mother as well.
No,
not
she's
really.
from-
She's right. But you live here.
Yes, my.
Bienvenido al show. Good morning and
Good.
welcome to the show. I was commenting to you that I see that you frequent the talk shows in Belize City quite a lot. Mostly because I think that I would believe, my opinion is that you're always a fountain of information, mine of information. And you're quite proficient and quite eloquent in the way you express yourself, always giving the good advice.
Yes, first of all, good morning,
Sure.
Manuel. It's been a long time seeing you.
Yes.
You haven't aged a bit.
You think
I
so?
think I have more grays than you. So that's, and as you said rightly, my touch is here.
Your tututs,
Yeah. And as I came in, I told one of the guys that I know exactly where to find it. So after I leave here, I go find my touch.
Yes, yes.
From here, no?
Yes. Well, welcome to the show. We have today. We're gonna take it as it comes.
Yes, and I like the fact that you call me Tony because
Sure, man.
that's where the friends and the people who know me
Exactly.
from
I know you as Tony.
from way back.
Yes.
In Belize City, they know me more as Fernando, but Tony is definitely some things homely.
Yes. It's like me, and people call me. You know, I lived through my first 18 years as being known as Emmanuel, and then when I go to junior college, I go like, "Where is Eduardo?" And I go like, "Hello, who the hell is Eduardo?" You know. He said, "You boy, you." I go like, "Huh? Oh yes, sorry." I mean, but that's the way it goes. You know.
Yeah, and that other point that you brought up is by frequenting the talk shows. I think it's part of our responsibility as medical professionals to divulge information and to share as much as possible, trying to educate as much as we can. And also learn, because we get calls and views from other people.
One of the big responsibilities of a doctor is to maintain himself acquainted with the newest advances in medicine, so that he in turn can better be able to address the concerns of the people.
Yes. There are formal programs that we do, both from our institution at Medical. The Medical Association also has gotten big into this of what we call continuous medical education, where we have to continuously updating ourselves, reviewing. And there's actually a program being set out now by the BMDA, which is the Medical and Dental Association, so that we have to accomplish so many credit points before we get re-registered. It's something just starting, so we are going through growing pains. Change is not.
But I'm glad it's happening.
Change is not an easy thing,
No,
so it's going to cost us a little bit more years before it's really regularized, like how it's done in other countries.
Talk to us about you, Tony. You are a specialist now.
Yes.
Okay. Can you talk to us more about?
Actually, I have two specialties. I have internal medicine, which is basically medicine for adults, general. So I would see things like diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, strokes, heart attacks, kidney infection, thyroid disease.
You mentioned the big killers.
Things, and then I also function from where I work in the intensive care unit, the critical care unit, where people are acutely ill, severely ill, and I would help them to get better. That's what we call
emergency area.
Intensive care.
Intensive care.
So
I'm sorry, intensive care.
So that's the two areas that I exercise in.
What is the environment like in an intensive care unit?
Some would say it's stressful because there are people who are very ill. You usually find a lot of gadgets and monitors and technology and beeps and wires and all kind of thing, but you would learn to feel comfortable after a while.
But it requires of you to be quite nimble about it. Quite,
it will require close monitoring, so we work very, very closely with the nurses, and I always try to big up the nurses as much as I can because they are the eyes and ears of we doctors, and they would be the one who would be at the bedside, minute by minute, hour by hour, observing and reporting changes and allowing us to intervene.
Tony, como país, Belice, y sé que puedes hablar español.
Bastante bien.
Ok. ¿Cómo estamos en salud? ¿Cómo estamos?
Estamos más o menos, la verdad.
Más o menos.
Podríamos estar mucho mejor.
¿Qué causaría que estemos mejor? Es más nuestro cambio de dieta, más ejercicio, menos ciertas cosas dañinas que da el cuerpo.
Sí, definitivamente tenemos que empezar con el individuo, ¿no? La persona. La persona tiene que darse cuenta que ellos mismos son los dueños de su salud, ¿sí? El doctor, el hospital, el gobierno no es el responsable de su salud. La persona es el que encargado. Entonces,
tienes que reconocerlo.
Claro que sí, esa es tu responsabilidad. No vas a enfermar o tener diabetes y culpar a X, Y, and Z, ¿no? So, definitivamente vas a tener que empezar con uno mismo. Y la cosa, desgraciadamente, es que tenemos que empezar desde los niños. desde chiquitos, para empezar a educar desde
Crear
las
una
escuelas,
conciencia
una
de-
conciencia, porque yo puedo hablar mucho de lo personal mío también, que hasta apenas yo tengo, ¿qué? No voy a decir, pero hace, hace poco
Ok,
que
muy
empecé
bien.
a hacer más conciencia de la salud de uno, de hacer ejercicio, de comer más saludable, ¿ya? Entonces, yo creo que mucho énfasis debe empezar desde que uno está chiquito, desde las primarias, ¿no? Que empieza a comer las frutas, las verduras, la importancia de ejercicio, para que no nos cuesta tanto ya siendo adultos, ¿no? ¿Ya?
Es muy cierto, es muy cierto. Y hemos, creo que en un show anterior, tocado exactamente sobre ese tema, la necesidad de que desde muy temprana edad tengamos conciencia de lo que comemos. Porque pues si le pones un plato de comida de mucha fibra, con mucha proteína, bla, 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 a un niño, o le das un plato con dulces y chocolates, pues ya
Lógicamente.
sabes, lógicamente va a ir hacia el plato de dulces y chocolate. Es simplemente la verdad. Pero él tiene que estar consciente de que le puede gustar por un momento, pero le va a hacer daño eventualmente. Pero aquel es nutriente, tiene muchos nutrientes y le va a hacer un bien.
Sí, pues. Y la otra cosa que me doy cuenta bastante es que no cuesta mucho para comer bien. O sea, siendo pobre no es razón de no comer bien. De hecho, uno come mejor porque ese frijolito, ese tortilla y ese gallina del patio,
No hay mejor que
no hay
eso.
mejor que eso.
No hay
¿sí?
mejor que eso.
Su verdura de vez en cuando, en vez de tener suficiente plata para ir a Chetumal a comprar en
Y
McDonald's.
a comerte bistecs flaneados y esto y
no,
el otro. Todo está muy bien.
Usted recuerda que nuestros abuelos y
Sí.
nuestros papás comían del rancho y comer la cochinita, pero no tenían carro, o sea, tenía que caminar, tenía que hacer ejercicio. Ahora,
Exactamente.
si vamos aquí a la vuelta, estamos yendo en carro, ¿no? Entonces,
Sí,
esas prácticas básicas.
Dijiste una verdad, porque en realidad yo pues siempre vivía en el centro y tenía yo todo cerca, la tortillería, la panadería, la tienda, la iglesia, y para todo era ir a meterse en el carro, ir a comprarlo,
Sí, pues.
en vez de decir voy a caminar.
Voy a caminar.
Hoy puedo decir de que hago siquiera 10, 12 millas, camino 10, 12 millas cada semana.
¿Sí?
Sí, no soy tan mal, no lo creas. ¿eh? Pero, let's go back a little bit, Doc, and try to get to the nitty-gritty. You mentioned big diseases, especially when it comes to diabetes, which is one of the number one diseases here. Hypertension, high blood pressure, that is, and a number of other diseases. Is one more prevalent than the other, or
I think they're up there. They're
Both of
competing
them are
for first place,
competing for first
unfortunately.
place.
Nationally and internationally, these now are classified as non-communicable disease (NCDs), and the government, along with the region and international, have embarked on different programs to bring to the forefront. Because in the past, 20, 30, 40 years ago, there was a lot of emphasis on communicable disease in terms of the diarrheas and the respiratory tract infection, because that was what was killing most people. But now it has shifted from that being top of the line in terms of the WHO and all of the focus for that. It's now more on the other
any
types.
particular reason why you think maybe?
Lifestyle.
That's lifestyle. Just
Lifestyle.
mannerisms. In
Yes.
other words, la comida que
Yeah.
we are what we eat.
Yeah, we are not living the same way we used to live 50 years ago, just as we mentioned. So obesity has increased, which is another problem. And sometimes when we say obesity or obesidad, some people get offended.
Offended, yes.
And, but that's the
soy
problem.
soy gordo y así me quieren. Soy gorda y así me quieren. Y mete mucho. ¿Ya me entiendes?
Yeah, but obesity brings a list of medical problems. So you should try to maintain as close to the weight you should be as possible.
No, diabetes is, as far as I know, is something that Is it hereditary up to a certain point?
It's genetically linked.
genetically
It's
linked.
family. It's
So
family.
you're
linked.
predisposed to it.
You're predisposed. I like to tell people that how early or how severe it comes on depends on you. Unfortunately, the genes will dictate finally that you will more than likely become diabetic. But how
There's nothing you can do about that.
you're not thinking about that. You probably will reach 60 living the most healthy life, but if your genes say that you're going to be a diabetic, then you're going to be a diabetic. However, like I said, how severe and how early it comes on depends on your lifestyle.
If, say, in my case, well, thank God, none of the members of my family have diabetes. As far as I know, in my mother's, neither on my mother or on my father's sides, nobody had diabetes. Can I get diabetes?
You can. There are people who have had no family history of diabetes.
Is it caused by trauma or something like
Well, it's caused by a lot of things. Again, diet and not exercising enough, stress of life. Nowadays, our lives tend to have become more stressful than before. We have to worry about this, that, terror. I mean, life was simpler 30 years ago.
Much
So
simpler.
all of that definitely has given rise to the appearance of more cases of diabetes.
Yes, so it's something to watch.
Definitely.
Something to watch. And the implications of having that disease in particular, knowing how costly it is
Right.
to get the treatments, you know.
Yeah,
and
it's much more expensive to treat than to prevent, of course.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
I think governments on a whole have done a pretty good job in focusing more on the prevention part of a lot of these diseases, no?
Conscious of the fact that it's so expensive to
Yes.
treat.
So traditionally, we've heard more emphasis placed on that, no? But unfortunately, not enough emphasis on the treatment side also, no? Because we do need to treat them.
Tony, just shifting a bit. Hace 25, 30 años, la gente, o hasta 30, 40 años, mi abuelo supuestamente murió ¿de qué? De hipo. No sé si alguien se muere de hipo, no lo creo. Pero obviamente es porque creo que había una falta de
Recursos.
de recursos entonces y la gente no estaba tan educada como es ahora, no había doctores que podían darle atención. Finalmente creo que lo que murió es un infarto. ¿Ok? Pero estamos viendo, sin embargo, a donde quiero llevar esta discusión es esto. Estamos viendo ahora de que recién le preguntas a alguien de qué falleció la tía, la abuela, el abuelo, murió de cáncer, murió de cáncer. Estamos viendo de que aquí en el norte en particular hemos estado viendo una gran cantidad de casos de gente que tienen cáncer, que están falleciendo de cáncer. No sé si es igual, me imagino que no sería igual en otros distritos. Estamos viendo que hay altos índices de cáncer aquí. ¿Te has dado cuenta de algo
Yeah,
así?
that is definitely a good point. We would want to ask the question though: is it really an increase in the number, or are we diagnose it?
Reporting, yes.
Or we diagnose it early and better than before? Like you said, your grandfather died of hiccups, of hippo, but I'm sure that wasn't the cause of death. No, he probably
Exactly.
had something else.
Probably had something else,
And
right?
so we now have better trained physicians, we have more technology, more resources, más recursos para diagnosticar mejor a esta gente. Entonces, por eso se está reportando, hay más casos conocidos de cáncer. Pero también existe la sospecha de que nuestro ambiente nos está afectando en el sentido de que pues hay más químico, la comida que comamos, las cosas que no usamos son el tabaco, estas cosas son los que contribuyen al desarrollo de cáncer, ¿no? So, es varios factores que está explicando que a lo mejor por eso hay más casos de cáncer.
Exactamente. Me está indicando el director que tenemos que ir a una pausa. Compañeros, vamos a una pausa rápidamente, pero estamos de vuelta con ustedes tan pronto estos anuncios comerciales. We'll be right back.
You know your baby is happy when wearing Bebin Pampers. Bebin Pampers in all sizes. Bebin Pampers make your baby happy. Available at German Vega and Sons.
Everyone needs a getaway. Why not do it in your own country? Sun, fun, and relaxation are just a short distance away. Have a taste of barefoot living, or enjoy the sounds and taste of an authentic Garifuna village. Allow yourself to be swept away by Southern hospitality and living. Escape the hectic world and enjoy a beautiful sunset. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
I pay BEL because my family's access to electricity matters. I pay BWS because my family's access to clean water matters. I pay KHMH because my family's access to the country's highest level of healthcare matters most.
When you pay your bill at Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital, it ensures that our doors remain open and that we are able to provide our highest level of care to you. Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital. We take care of you.
Hello, Farah. I'll wait for some fruits right now. I need some papayas, cantaloupe.
Get the lowest rates to more cell, business, and home phones on the country's largest network.
Hello? Yes, darling, I got your fruits right here. Miss Curse always the right here part time with your fruits, my love. With Digicel, my credit lasts longer, so I could stay top of things.
Expect more, get more. Always more with Digicel.
I'm from New York and my name is Clay. My name is Ken.
Sherry Burgess from New York.
Well, I believe we have come a long way.
The development it's really great. You know, the roads are much nicer.
Streets are so nice now.
More commercial buildings, more businesses.
It is nothing like the Belize that I see today.
I'm happy with Belize progress, and I hope they continue to do it.
As a young nation, I think we're growing, and what the government is doing so far is very good for the country.
Dean Barrow is the man, and he came in and do a whole lot, changed this whole country around, and
he's doing an excellent job.
We're catching up.
I think that Belize have arrived finally.
Everything has changed and developed so beautifully.
We're proud to be Belizean. Proud to be Belizean.
Bienvenidos de vuelta. Cuando son las 7:42 minutos, it's exactly 7:42. And as I mentioned earlier, we are in good company this morning. We are with Dr. Tony Cuellar, who is who's really a renowned doctor here in Belize. Everybody knows Dr. Cuellar. He has been on the talk shows for many years now, and we are very glad and very honored to have him here. Tony, todo lo que hemos estado hablando nos indica que we are the agents of change. We have to be conscious of the fact that what we are, what we eat. At the end of the day, what we eat is going to govern how we're going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, even 1 year from now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so when it comes to, you mentioned obesity, you mentioned high blood pressure, and in my case, I am hypertensive. I don't know if is that hereditary?
Yes, that's also family linked.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and I've been on pills ever since. Good Lord, I don't know, many years.
Yeah.
You know, pero at the end of the day, you know, el mensaje que estamos llevando aquí ahora es de que nosotros, los individuos, tenemos que estar más conscientes de nuestro cuerpo, de que qué es lo que ingerimos. Ya entonces, si es que vemos que estamos creciendo, la panza está creciendo, que tenemos un dolor aquí, entonces el cambio, esas palabras, esa palabra con 6 letras que dice change, we have to be strong enough to change that, our lifestyle. Because at the end of the day, our lifestyles govern our future.
Our health.
Our health.
Yeah. And it's never too early to start, Emmanuel. No, it's like I had said earlier. It's good that we start to look at our children, primary schools, secondary schools, so that we teach them from very early how to eat healthy, how to exercise, to stay away from the junk food as much as possible, to have the children eat their fruits and vegetables instead of the biscuit and chips and the ideal and the sodas and all of those processed food.
In your perspective, has obviously our diet has changed over the years.
Yes.
Like we correctly mentioned,
and we are trying to change it back now, which
which do you think?
Which is
hopefully
hard.
it's not too late, is it?
No, it's never too late.
It's never too late. Pero nuestros abuelitos nos hablan acerca que comían sus tortillitas con sus frijoles fritos y su chicharrón y ellos comían el chicharrón, pero y hoy en día nos dicen que el chicharrón es grasa, que esto, que no lo comas. Conozco ciertas personas que están comiendo chicharrón y ya tienen casi 90 años y no se mueren.
Exacto. But they used to use chicharrón not so often, and they used to exercise. They used
iban a la milpa con su
exactly,
machete,
and used to grind and carn and pump the water and curl up the water.
Yes.
So they never used to eat chicharrón and sit down at the sofa and with the remote 3 hours and eat chicharrón while they watch.
Ya basta, Tony, ya basta.
They used to eat the chicharrón with the beans and the tortilla, but se tenía que levantar después a ir a la milpa.
Exactamente.
That tortilla gives you good energy, you know.
I know, corn, it's a lot of protein.
Exactly.
As well.
So, la gente tenía cuando iban a la milpa o para cortar la caña, roll up on 2 tortillas with
Props hoy en día, cuando tienes hambre, lo más fácil es ir a la...
And they never have money for buy and cook. They batla water.
Lo más fácil hoy en día es ir a comprarte un pollo frito con una Coca-Cola. Punto.
Yeah. So that's how things have become, and unfortunately, we are realizing this now, and we are trying to change it back so that we don't spend all of the resources on the processed foods. No, you could go to any restaurant and say, "I want a plate of black beans and tortilla," and they look at you like, "What's the matter with you? We have more exotic dishes.
Yes,
we have more fancier dishes."
You know, when I went to one of my trips to Cancun, and I said, "Tell you what, I eat the Americanized foods, all the junk food, all the all the McDonald's. Yo quiero frijoles negros con carne asada." Y lo busqué. Me tuve que terminar en un rinconcito en el mercado para encontrarlo.
Right.
Pero me costó.
Right.
Me costó como si fuera algo que la gente no quiere. Como si no se debe de, you know.
That's low class.
That's low class.
No, that's the way it has become, unfortunately. You know, that you go and ask for, you can't ask for these basic
and
foods.
Then contrary to, and then on the other end, when I went abroad to the States and I said, you know, I'd like to see, and fuimos a una fonda. Hello. un plato de frijoles con carnita asada son $20 americanos.
Ahí era $2, ¿no? Yeah.
Es nada más una perspectiva ahí. Pero hoy en día son tiempos bastantes, they're trying times for a number of people, especially if you are a victim of hypertension, especially if you're a victim of diabetes, considering that diabetes is such an expensive illness to treat. Cancer, with all the chemotherapy and all the radiation and so forth, and all the effects of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
definitely.
¿Cómo estamos como país avanzando para tratar todos estos retos que tan de repente están apareciendo?
Well, I think we're moving along in the right direction overall. No, clearly there will never be enough resources to fix everything, but focusing on, like I said, the NCDs, the non-communicable diseases, los enfermedades no comunicables, is developing protocols of detection and treatment is a good thing. And we need to continue with that line of thought, no? That we need to put the resources to try to identify early. For example, with cancers, I think we have had different organizations, the Cancer Society, the place in Stan Creek, trying to help out. But I still think that we need to be a bit more innovative to try to help people with cancer. One of the main problems I think we need to do is we have to realize we can't, because of our economy of scale, we have a small economy, we can't offer treatment to every cancer here in Belize. Let's get that out. Okay, we don't have the resources, we don't have the money. Our economy does not support that.
Exactly.
So what we need to do is develop alliances with, for example, our neighboring countries, so that we can work out a deal with them.
Do we have those alliances?
I don't think so. I don't think we have a formal alliances. Like, for example, you would approach the Mexicans or the Guatemalans or even the U.S. and say, we have 200 cases of cancer every year. Out of that 200, we have, I'm just saying general numbers, no? We have so much cervical cancer, we have so much breast cancer, we have so much prostate cancer. I will negotiate with you that you'll take care of 50 people with cancer for me at a reduced price, but I will guarantee you that you'll be paid every year, say, $500,000 or $1 million, so that you can take care of these patients. As opposed to us trying to do everything here, okay? Because we will not be able to solve every aspect of cancer care here in Belize, okay? We need to develop these alliances more strategically and
that's
formally.
a topic that's been on the table for many years. I
But
know
it
that
has
in
never-
Rotary, we were working something.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember.
Yes, but it has never really formalized and grown, okay? But instead of us trying to say, we will develop a cancer center here, so we need to make alliances with, I think that's the way to go, to figure out exactly how much cases we have on an average, see how much it will cost, and tell the neighboring countries or some other place that has bigger population, bigger resources.
Work out arrangements
with them, so that we don't hear people asking on the TV for donations, for money, and all of these sad stories you hear all the time. That they have a path to go, I have a diagnosis of breast cancer. I know right away that there's a program that I will go into, and then eventually that program will lead me somewhere in Merida.
Let's talk a bit about that cancer situation. And I would imagine that in men it's different than in women. But what is the most prevalent type of cancer found in men, and what is the most prevalent type of, and how is our country, how are we able to deal with these things?
Right. In women, it's breast and cervical cancer. No?
Breast and cervical.
In the cervix, that's the mouth of the womb.
Yes.
And of course, breast cancer. In men, it's either prostate or colon cancer. Okay. Somewhere there's lung and brain cancers and those kind of things, but prostate. And the important thing to realize, these things can be detected early. we have in Belize the methods of detection for breast cancer, for cervical cancer, for prostate cancer, for colon cancer. And that part, I think, needs to be increased. And not only in Belize City, okay? I think we need to spread it out to the country more efficiently so that somebody in Punta Gorda can go to the Punta Gorda hospital, or outreach clinics can be done so that they can have their pap smears done, their mammograms done, prostate tests done, colonoscopy done, those kinds of things, so that we can spend better our resources there, no? And I had mentioned off here to you that one of the things I wanted to mention is that I always try to advocate for the districts. I feel practicing in Belize makes me exposed, and I was, of course, you know, I worked in the public sector quite a bit too here in Drog and in Belize City. So I know what limited resources are available in districts, and I think the government should try to put more emphasis in reinforcing the regions, okay? The northern region, the western region, the southern region.
Rather than just concentrating on the central
Rather than
division.
just thinking that our whole health problem will be solved through the Belize City Hospital or the Carl Huchner, no? I think Carl Huchner is being overworked because a lot of their work there can be done or should be done in the
But
districts.
authorities generally say that that's a national referral hospital. and
Yes, but that means that only a certain amount of cases should be referred there. Nobody having a baby, a C-section,
should be going all the way to there
Belize.
because it can be dealt as a primary care.
As here in Orange
Here in
Rock
Orange
or in Cayo or in Belmopan or in Stan Creek. But what happens a lot of time is that we don't have the services available 24/7. Sometimes it comes out just a Monday to Friday 8 to 4 service. So you can't tell somebody to have baby just between Monday and Friday. So the poor,
When they come, and when they come, they come.
the poor Ketchief and down south will start with labor pains, and they're realizing, well, no, maybe there's a better option of C-section, but we don't have nothing down here to resolve this problem, so I have to send away the Belize.
I understand.
So,
Vamos a hablar tantito acerca de que yo reconozco de que mucho énfasis se le ha dado y se le ha puesto mucho importancia a las mujeres que por favor estén conscientes de sus cuerpos, de
revisar sus mamas.
revisar sus mamas y también de estar conscientes de que si están faltantes en sus periods and bla bla bla, que estén conscientes de que hay la posibilidad de que they might be having cervical cancer.
Yes.
Is there some emphasis going on for men to be aware of their prostate
Oh, yes.
and their colon
Yeah,
cancer?
yeah.
Because I imagine that
yeah.
we still have a high incidence. Huh?
More in men, for example, I find that the culture is changing, the approach, the attitude is changing, where men used to be a bit more fearful of going to be checked for their prostate. The rule is that once you reach age 40...
No, yo no voy a permitir que ese doctor me haga esto.
No, but it's changing slowly, not as fast as we would hope, but we are finding more men around the 40 years going in for their prostate checks. Okay.
So that I'm comforted by that.
And overall, I find that both women living in the urban areas like the towns and cities, they go for their breast examination, for their breast review, they go for their pap smear, and the woman who has started becoming sexually active should have their pap smears. And I can't say if I could know for sure the numbers in the villages and so, but in my experience in Orange Walk when I was here, that was a bit lacking, that the people from the villages would feel a bit more afraid, intimidated to come and have themselves checked out. No? But we need to take that to them. And again, I can see where that public health regime that we had 10, 15 years ago has slackened a bit now that we need to perhaps bring back the public health nurses stronger. Okay, we don't need to have a doctor in each village, as sometimes I hear people say, well, health services are bad because we don't have a doctor in the village, but we have to have good public health nurses that did the job quite well back then.
Considerando de que cáncer es una enfermedad tan prevalente y que estamos viendo grandes cantidades de casos, que, y ya quizás ya hemos superficialmente tocado el tema, pero ¿cómo estamos como país para tratar esta enfermedad que está tan prevalente? Es más, si tan de repente me diagnostican con cáncer, tengo yo la posibilidad de conseguir buen tratamiento aquí en Belice?
No, definitivamente no. I won't mince words, I won't beat around the bush, no voy a hacerme
Dime la neta, ¿cómo es?
neta. No tenemos buen servicio para ofrecer tratamiento. Por ejemplo, quimioterapia, ¿no? No tenemos especialistas para dar quimioterapia, ¿no? Que sepan qué dar. Las drogas para quimioterapia no tenemos. Y eso es como estaba mencionando Emanuel, a lo mejor no tenemos que planear a llegar a ese nivel porque es muy costoso we would have never ever get to the point where we would be able to offer treatment.
And this is where the alliances with the countries.
Exactly, and that's where I think our resources. So, detección, tratamiento hasta un cierto punto, pero el punto
The
más
referral
to elsewhere. We have 350,000 people, which is
I know, I understand.
less
It's
than
a suburb of a suburb in LA,
exactly. So
you know.
I don't think we should try to educate people to say, you know what, when it comes to cancer, this is what we're going to do, and as a government, we would nurture alliances with Merida or Guatemala or Jamaica or Salvador or wherever, so that we can guarantee them 50 breast cancer patients, 50 prostate cancer patients, 50 cervical
But
cancer.
That's the way you think we can.
We have to. That's where we spend our money best. Okay,
Yeah,
and that may cost us some millions of dollars, but that will be far cheaper than trying to. Like for example, radiotherapy. Okay, where they do radiation. I don't think that we would ever have the necessary resource to fund a radiotherapy center here in Belize because it's really expensive.
Really? You're talking about millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars. So we will say, okay, let's figure out where our radiotherapy center is somewhere regionally. And you know, well, Mr. Man, we need 50 Belizeans to get radiotherapy every year. You will be guaranteed so much money. Just take care of my people when they're referred.
I guess it's the reason why cities like Merida have grown in terms of like the amount of people and well, you know, Boston has always been known as a center and people radiate towards.
Correct.
And here in Central America, well, Merida and Guatemala City have.
Cancun has now also
really?
starting to
Really?
to offer more services
More
because
services.
even Merida is becoming saturated, no? Because they're taking care of the whole southeastern part of Mexico.
And not only Yucatan and Quintana, but also Campeche and some areas. We go on a short break. The director has told me we need to go on a break, Emmanuel. Tenemos que pagar deudas, así que estamos de vuelta con ustedes tan pronto estos anuncios comerciales.
Give me the real milk, the number one milk, Dano milk, then of Dano milk. You can whip it cream, but Dano milk it is real, yes, Dano milk, then of Dano milk. All over Cayo and in San Pedro, Dano milk, then of Dano milk. Dano milk in the morning, Dano milk in the evening, Dano milk. Give me Dano milk. Up north in Corozal, supermarket and them all. Dano milk, then up Dano milk. All over this land and in Belmont, yes, Dano milk. Give me Dano milk. Say in Danbriga, down south in Fiji, Dano milk, then up Dano milk. You can hear this stuff, cause it's in Orange Walk, yeah, Dano milk. I love Dano milk. Dano milk powder, probably the best milk powder in the world. Dano.
There's no need need to go across the border to enjoy sun, sand, and crystal blue waters? Belize's northern islands and reef are just about right away. Go slow and immerse yourself into the Caribbean Sea or enjoy some fresh coconut water. Or pick up the pace on an island where locals can enjoy sandy beaches by day and feast on your fresh catch by night. Discover the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef and submerge yourself into another world where you can experience a traffic jam you will want to return. You can also make new friends along the way. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
I talk loud. I know you've been text. I call down the street, next door. I even call the next room. No, did you sell this at I go call states for the same price? No, you're the top. Did you sell prepaid customers? Call states like you have to call down the street for the same 47 cents a minute. And call the world for much less all month long. This month, talk more and pay less only with Digicel. Expect more, get more. Always more with Digicel.
Buster. They see you and know you're living. Always a star. Yes, you live in color to the limit. Large and in charge. Yes, that's why you rock with Buster. Refreshing range of colorful flavors. Always a star, never the audience. You run things ever run yours. Yes, you are the life of it, not just a part of it. Your life is never black and white. Live in full color. Buster. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this?
Get serious. Get bopped.
You know your baby is happy when wearing Bebin Pampers. Bebin Pampers in all sizes. Bebin Pampers make your baby happy. Available at German Vega and Sons.
Everyone needs a getaway. Why not do it in your own country? Sun, fun, and relaxation are just a short distance away. Have a taste of barefoot living, or enjoy the sounds and taste of an authentic Garifuna village. Allow yourself to be swept away by Southern hospitality and living. Escape the hectic world and enjoy a beautiful sunset. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Hello, sir. I'll wait for some fruits right now. I need some papayas, cantaloupe.
Get the lowest rates to more cell, business, and home phones on the country's largest network.
Hello? Yes, darling, I've got fruits right here. Miss Curse always the right here part time with your fruits, my love. With Digicel, my credit lasts longer, so I could stay at top of things.
Expect more, get more. Always more with Digicel.
I pay BEL because my family's access to electricity matters. I pay pay BWS because my family's access to clean water matters. I pay KHMH because my family's access to the country's highest level of healthcare matters most.
When you pay your bill at Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital, it ensures that our doors remain open and that we are able to provide our highest level of care to you. Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital. We take care of you.
Bienvenidos al Sugar City Morning Show. Compañeros, son las 8:08. Y como comentaba hace ratos, ya estamos comenzando el mes de marzo. Así como nada. Y lo voy a repetir, me parecía como si nada más hace 2-3 semanas que estamos comiendo relleno negro y tamales para la Navidad. Y ya estamos así rápidamente en el mes de marzo.
In March.
Yes.
March breeze.
March breeze. And we have that southeasterly breeze.
Yeah.
And kite season and also Easter.
Yeah.
Easter. Okay. Muchas de las personas toman este tiempo para concentrar en sus cuerpos, para ir a trotear, correr,
Lent.
a lot, yes,
Lots
a lot of it.
Religious
Yes.
components to it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And like nothing why, the 28th of March is going to be Easter Sunday, right there, which is in exactly 27 days.
Quick, Nacho.
Quick. Today we're
Rapidito.
talking health. Estamos hablando salud y hablando en general acerca de las enfermedades que están que se encuentran aquí en Belice, que están afectando una gran cantidad de gente. Estamos hablando. Vamos a tomar esta llamada. Good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, just calling to let Dr. Cuellar know about one of his patients.
Sure, go ahead.
She's in Merida. Today will be her first chemo, and praise God, she's doing fine. So I just want to congratulate Dr. Cuellar. He does his best, although it's limited here in Belize, and we wish one day this would be a reality indeed, that people can be helped, because it's really something sad that people don't have the resources to go and get their medical treatment in time. So I'm happy to tell him and all this family of this person that she is so well. Praise God. Her spirits are high, and she is doing well up to what we can see. And we just are praying that she will come out well out of this. Thank you, Dr. Cuellar. God continue to bless you.
Well, thank you
Thank
too
you.
for calling, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Qué bonito es cuando te...
Yes, I think I know who she's talking about. Of course, we won't call any names.
Of course.
But this is a typical example where this person had cancer. And we knew that the resources are not available.
They're not there.
And instead of having a formal program to channel them through, people have to do it on their own, no? And we assist as much as we can by making the contacts and the appointments and the arrangements. But getting there and presenting themselves, it's pretty much a individual task so far, no? And of course, the cost is very high, no? So I'm hoping that one day we can, and it will take a lot of heads together to figure out how to do it best. But I think that's the route to go, that instead of thinking that we'll be able to solve all the medical problems here, especially when it comes to cancer, I think we should best try to reinforce alliances with neighboring
And I agree
countries.
with you.
Okay?
And I agree with you there.
And I mean, we should offer a basic package of service, perhaps. Well, not perhaps for sure, but definitely and when it comes to cancer, it's very, very costly.
You are a member of a board or a council or something like that?
Of the Belize Medical and Dental Association, which is pretty much just an association group. No? We don't
But
have any.
can you use it as a platform to advocate for?
We try to. I don't see us so far having much teeth in what's happening, though.
Really?
Yes, we advise and.
At the end of the day, those things are still ministerial decisions.
Exactly,
And
and
acabó.
we could sometimes jump high and low, and
there's no change.
Yeah, and unfortunately in Belize, many times you say something and it's interpreted color-wise.
Yes.
So it's sad, no?
And
It's
all of a sudden you're in deeper problems than you.
Well, you have to get to a point where you become a bit more fearless, no? Because you say, well, you try to do a greater good, no?
I understand.
You try to do a greater good. But I think the call really highlighted the same aspect that I talked about, no?
Tu mejor consejo para esas personas que nos están escuchando, que nos ven, que para poder vivir o continuar viviendo una vida sana. Vamos a tomar esta llamada. Sugar City Morning Show, good morning, buenos días.
Good morning, Emmanuel. Good morning, Dr. Cuellar.
Morning.
Buenos días.
I noticed that here we are getting, the anemia is getting very, very common. And Dr. Cuellar, I would like to know what would be the cause, of the blood cancer and the symptoms, especially in babies or children.
Well,
we can answer that question.
I will
to you
try
offline.
to answer. I will try to answer quickly. It's not an easy answer, just as I think you said anemia, but anemia is not cancer, no? Anemia is leukemia, and I'm sure it has to do with the food that we are eating, the chemicals that we are consuming, and other factors, no? So, in a nutshell, hay diferentes razones que se juntan porque se está dando más esto, ¿no?
La anemia es, me imagino, no soy el doctor aquí, pero imagino es representativo de, o más bien cuando no estás ingiriendo
tus frutas y verduras.
Frutas y tus verduras y suficiente hierro para poder darte buena salud.
Exactly.
O a menos de que el problema es cuando tu cuerpo ya no produce suficiente red blood cells, entonces ya estás a otro nivel. Sugar City Morning Show, good morning. Buenos días.
Días.
Ándale.
Sí, mire, disculpe, quería preguntarle al doctor, una cosa.
Ándale.
Es que tengo un problema desde hace meses que se me retrasa la menstruación, a veces me viene cada 2 meses o 3 meses, y a veces pienso que estoy embarazada, pero a la hora de la hora no. Entonces no sé qué es lo que me estará pasando.
Pues así rapiditamente, hay varias razones por qué puede pasar eso, ¿no? Puede ser un problema de sus ovarios, de sus thyroids, hay una glándula en la cabeza que se llama el hipófisis también, o sea, se tiene que hacer exámenes de hormonas, ¿sí? Y también una revisión por su ginecólogo del aparato.
Sí, hay varias
cosas razones, ¿no? Ajá. Pero usualmente estos problemas se identifican y se pueden corregir, ¿no?
Y se pueden corregir.
One of the things I want to mention, Emmanuel, I want to pay respects to my colleagues working in the districts.
Ándale.
Not only in Orange Walk, but they work under strenuous conditions and restricted resources, and I think they do a pretty good job. Most of them, no? Of course, like everything else, we do have the one or two that
the deviant
are a little bit maybe lazy or not caring enough. But generally, I know that they try to work as best as they can
with what they have.
No?
With what they have.
And it's not just for Indrawak, no? It's country. And I was mentioning to you that we in Belize City sometimes think that Belize City is Belize. We fail to recognize the efforts of the Belizeans throughout the country, no?
I understand. And point well taken, because you, at the clinic where you work, I'm sorry, and you have a lot of equipment, you may not have all the equipment that you'd like, but you have a lot of equipment, versus the doctor in Jalacté or donde, or in Xunush o donde sea, donde todo lo que tiene es una silla, una mesa y tantito and he has to rely on good old common sense and the best practices that he has ever learned to be able to be an agent of help for these people.
Of course, doctors are just part of the team. Nurses play a role. The people who clean the health institution play a role. Everybody, administrative people play a role. Pharmacists, the lab tech. So it's a team effort. And I also just want to tell my colleagues in healthcare that it doesn't matter how bad a day you may be having, it always helps to treat somebody nice. It goes a long way. It's part of the treatment. It makes somebody feel good. So please, when we hear about people being mistreated and things, there's no justification for that. No, you have to recognize. And of course, we have difficult patients at times, and you can and should be stern with them, but respectful and courteous.
Pues las quejas de las enfermeras siempre existen, ¿no? Esa solo me está apurando, esta me hizo esto. O el doctor que nada más te duró 2 minutos, ni siquiera te checó, nada más te recetó pastillas y te mandó a tu casa. ¿Ok? ¿Ok? Y obviamente, pues hay las quejas, ¿no? Tanto acerca, bueno, y en realidad te empiezas, algunos legítimos, algunos completamente basura, pero que muchas veces pues te dan un lapo a la cara y te traen a lo que es la realidad, de que muchas veces ciertas personas están simplemente por el negocio de curar gente y no porque les nace tener esa compasión.
I think compassion goes a long way, no?
Compassion goes
it's a key ingredient to fix, to help people, no? Last but certainly not least, I want to big up the place of work, Medical Associates.
Certainly, talk to us about that.
We always try to be the leading private healthcare.
How long has it been in existence?
It's about 27 years now. 27. It's the longest lasting.
How is it poised today after 27 years?
It has grown. It has grown. Our health professional has increased. Our technology have increased. We are embarking right now on new imaging. We're getting new machines, and it's very costly.
How many doctors generally?
We're about 20 plus doctors, different specialties. We are complete, and I think Belizeans should be reassured that you have a place in Belize that can take care of them holistically.
Is there
and
any
quality-wise.
particular branch of medicine where you think that you're particularly comfortable with? Obviously, I'd like to think that we are very good with internal medicine because you're there.
I would want us to improve on, if that's what you're asking. No, we have different areas we need to improve on. Neurosurgery is one of them. We're trying to increase that service right now. Imaging is neurosurgery. We also have to put out the thought there that we are not in competition with the public sector. That's some of the misconceptions sometimes exist.
What's your view? That is a compliment?
It's a compliment. It's to help overall, because we do recognize the hard work of the public sector, no? Okay, and that's the safety net of many Belizeans, no? For healthcare.
I understand perfectly. Continuamos hablando de BMA.
Well, we do have, like I said, our biggest project right now is to improve on our imaging. We are getting
imaging per se.
Imaging means a big
MRIs.
MRI. We are acquiring an MRI. We are acquiring a better CAT scan, so our diagnostic capability will be enhanced.
Will be elevated.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
Okay, and considering that stuff like MRIs is so important when diagnosing cancer and tumors and crecimientos en tu cuerpo and so forth. So that's a crucial piece of tool that you need there. Yeah. Am I right?
Definitely. And like I said, that's the part of the healthcare that we can expand on, and instead of trying to have available everything.
Okay, así que the diagnosing part.
The diagnostic part.
The
no?
diagnostic
and of course, once we diagnose, we have to have an avenue of care. No, we have to know what we're going to do with that problem after we diagnose it. No?
Okay. Últimamente, hace ratito, estábamos hablando acerca de las enfermedades, pero que al mismo tiempo nosotros tenemos que cuidar nuestros cuerpos.
Right.
What's your best advice to our listening audience?
Well, just don't go to the hospital or the clinic when you feel bad. Go for your regular checkups, preventative, ¿no? Okay.
Preventative care, rutinamente ir
Right.
cada no sé cuántos meses
Y
para que te
siempre me preguntan, ¿y desde cuándo debo empezar a hacer? Desde niño. Todos los niños deben ser llevados al doctor, y siendo adolescentes, siendo un adulto joven. If you're 21, you still should need to get at least a yearly checkup, okay? Get your blood pressure checked, get your sugar checked, get your cholesterol checked, get a physical examination, even though you're feeling well.
Este mensaje que acabas de dar is, a lot of women are going to be receptive, pero hay cierta cantidad de hombres que les vale.
Yeah. Well, human nature, we can't fix everybody, no? But
pero tenemos que mandar el mensaje de que aún así tienen que estar más conscientes.
Yeah. People in high schools, people in sixth forms, people working should at least take a time out. Maybe around their birthdays, that's a good way to remember things when you're older. So let me just go in for a check, no?
Vamos a tomar. Sí, yo quiero tomar tiempo para decirte que es importante esto, definitivamente, especialmente as we're getting older, como vamos quedando más grandes, por no decir más viejos, ¿ok?
Más maduros.
Más maduros. Y porque tan de repente escucharas que tal persona le dio un stroke y sufría de presión alta, pues de que yo sepa, no. Y quizás toda su vida sufrió. Pero cuando tenía un dolor de cabeza, se acostaba a dormir y amén, nunca se trató. Nunca se diagnosticó, nunca se checó, vivió su vida en complete oblivion as to, and this is not the right way. You're advocating for let's check up, let's be aware of what's going on.
Más proactivo,
let's
¿no?
be more proactive.
Más ir al doctor aunque no sentimos mal. Y le dice a la enfermera, al doctor, mira, vengo para que me revise porque quiero ver cómo estoy.
Exactamente. Simplemente un chequeo of your vital signs. Because those vital signs are going to indicate something. If you have an infection, vas a tener fiebre. Si eres hipertenso, tú vas a estar alto. O algo donde tan de repente, mira, esto lo demuestra.
Okay.
Pues Tony, yo te quiero dar las gracias por tu participación aquí.
And I hope this isn't the last time.
Oh no, this is
let it be at least once a year.
Know where you get into. Know that I.
If there's anything specific afterward, then we can come back and talk.
Because this is just a general chat.
Correct.
And then obviously as we plan our days ahead, we will be talking more about certain particular diseases where we can get your input there, there as to more in detail there. Again, thank you very much. And I know that you can't leave without getting your tacos.
Well, that shouldn't be said on air, Emmanuel.
Pero,
yes, I have a lot of requests.
Una lista de grande de personas.
Everybody say, you're going to enjoy, bring back tacos.
Bring back tacos. Pero hay que también seleccionar dónde consigue uno los tacos. Especialmente que estamos recién hablando de comer. Pero, ¿qué hacemos? Compañeros, ya son exactamente las 8:26. Vamos a, con esto, rápidamente decir, ha sido un gran gusto tener al doctor Tony Cuellar con nosotros y un gran gusto que ustedes nos hayan sintonizado. Muchas gracias. De parte de todos aquí en Canal 10, de parte de Chequi, Morris, Rahim, bueno, en fin, de todos aquí les damos las gracias y sobre todo les deseamos un excelente día. El mensaje del día es simplemente ser más proactivos en términos de nuestra salud, no esperar hasta que nos empiece a doler aquí y ahí para acudir al doctor o al hospital, simplemente implementar un sistema de chequeo que cada 6 meses, cada no sé cuándo, vas y te das un chequeo completo. Y no es como si te costara dinero. Simplemente al Hospital General, o si quieres tú, depende cuánto dinero quieras gastar. Pero eso es muy importante, el chequeo, para poder estar siempre informado y consciente de qué está sucediendo en esos cuerpos. Eso es el mensaje del día de hoy, compañeros. Gocen su día. Muchas gracias. Tengan un bonito día todos.
Sugar City Mall.